Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to do a video on all of these, very important transitional energies that are coming about, which are very important to each and every one of us, no matter what our signs are. I wanted to speak about how busy the next month and a half is going to be. Today we have the full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon energy is very powerful energy for everybody, not just for Cancerians, as per the usual that Cancerians are ruled by the moon. But anytime there is a full moon, there is strong energy, and that energy that is given off from the full moon is energy for manifestation, creation, imagination. It's a time when people should really try to tune into those spiritual, creative realms within their subconscious mind and try to take in all of that moon energy to manifest for their life. There's a lot of important dates that I wanted to go over, but since today is the full moon, I thought maybe I'll start off with that. But Cancerians are ruled by the moon, and the energy of the moon can fluctuate our moods, can fluctuate our sensitivity, it can fluctuate even the way that we perceive things. Our perception is very, very intertwined with full moon energy. But for this specific full moon, this is a full moon in Sagittarius, and the full moon in Sagittarius is the spiritual cleansing. Okay, this full moon is going to hit everybody, not just Cancer. It's going to hit Pisces, it's going to hit Virgo, it's going to hit Cancer, and it's going to hit all the other signs. But mainly Pisces, Cancer, and Virgo will be affected by this full moon energy. Now, the thing about Sagittarius is a fire sign, and Sagittarius is also very intuitive, right? So it's bringing in a passionate, fiery, intuitive energy that is great for creative ideas, for expansion, for new experiences, new perspectives. This is the time to create. This is the time to manifest. This is the time for you to think of new ways to imagine your life, because full moon energy in Sagittarius is all about creativity, and it's a spiritual cleansing so that you can remove all of those unwanted emotions, clear the path so that you can embrace your creativity, and therefore reach out to the universe and become a focal point to the energy of the universe to be able to manifest the things that you want. At this time, you may realize dreams and visions become very, very vivid. For example, yesterday I had an intense, vivid dream. And last night, I don't know about you guys, but last night, so the night coming into the full moon, the shadow period, I probably woke up 3-4 times a night last night. 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. This is how powerful the energy of the full moon is. Okay, so I would highly suggest to all of you, not just Cancerians, everybody, but specifically Pisces, Virgo, and Cancer, get a dream journal. And I always tell this to everyone during my readings. You should get a dream journal. You should write down your dreams specifically, because dreams are messages from the spiritual world. They're messages from your angels, your higher self, your creative being. And those messages, if you write them down, after a week, you'll see some kind of story that's trying to be portrayed to you, okay? It's very important that you write down all of your dreams right now, okay? Words right now can be, because it's a full moon in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a fire sign, you may see or feel like you're a little too aggressive or blunt with your words. This is a time period where you may feel like you say things and you say them like in a passionate moment and you really don't mean, you know, to be that intense with your words, but you say them because you're being, affected by this full moon energy. It's very powerful. So it's a time for you to really watch your words, okay? This is also a time when you're gonna notice that the people around you, they may be like fluctuating with their spirituality, with their perspectives on life, with their ideas. You know, someone who could be, I don't know, like a carnivore suddenly becomes vegetarian, suddenly wants to become vegetarian. It's very normal in this time period because people are going to be affected by the full moon energy, and their perspective is going to change. You're going to see new shifts in the way that you look at things. If it's your lifestyle, if it's the way that you want to do your job, or how you do your job, or what is your job. You may suddenly decide, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this job and I want a brand new job, and I want to start a brand new career path. This is the time when those things are going to happen. Okay, so you're going to see new shifts in enthusiasm, creativity. You're going to see people are going to change their perspectives about things that, you know, they were so hard set on one specific idea, and then suddenly they'll change. Okay, but I would say, because we're coming into a Mercury retrograde, which will be in July, make sure that you watch the things that you say and how you say the things, because this full moon energy is going to be very passionate and fiery. You may act in aggressive ways or very passionate, fiery ways. You may say things that, you didn't mean to say, but you'll say them because you're being affected by the full moon energy. Okay, so watch your words, because I can tell you from personal experience that when, as a Cancerian with, Libra in my moon and rising, I get very affected from the full moon energy. It affects me very intensely. So I may find myself saying things or doing things in a very passionate manner, and then later on I think about it and I say, wow, why did I take it that seriously, or why did I overreact that much? It's because you are being affected by this full moon energy. It's very intense. Now, today is a full moon energy. On the 21st, you're going to have a solstice where Neptune becomes stationary retrograde. What does that mean? When Neptune, which is in Pisces, Neptune will be in Pisces on the 21st. This is a very fierce energy, okay? Because the stationary retrograde is very intense. And this is like a huge dose of positive energy. When Neptune is in its home base, which is Pisces, it's going to give very fiery, passionate, positive, energy. Some people may feel like they want to go within and be connected to their spiritual world or spiritual realm. They may feel like their energy is more like the Hermit card, where you want to go introspectively, okay? It's very intense. And it's going to be a new doorway, because Pisces is a water sign, and Pisces is highly intuitive, and Pisces is also being affected by the full moon, right? So when you get the Neptune in Pisces, what does that mean? It means like a time for fierce, positive, creative energy, okay? So take in all of that positive energy and create new ways, new things, manifestations for your life. Now, as a Cancerian, and this channel is Cancerian Divine Light Love Tarot, I have to, direct my attention to all of the Cancerians out there, because our season is coming up. On the 22nd of June, we enter Cancer season, right? From 22 June to 22 July, we have like officially entered Cancer season. So I have to go over the crazy things that are going on, in our month. On July 1st, March will enter Leo. Okay, so Mars, the planet that is, you have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. So right after Earth, you have Mars. We're affected by the energy of Mars because we're close to it. It's the planet right after us. So we take on a lot of that energy. And Mars enters Leo on July 1st. Now, on July 2nd, you have your full solar eclipse in Cancer. The full solar eclipse is very intense energy. I mean, a solar eclipse is intense energy anyway, but it's in Cancer, it's in our season. Now, this is the time for a new path. This is the time for a new you, a new life. You know, you're gonna feel like your soul is calling out for deep changes. Your soul, your spirituality, your deep subconscious mind is calling out for new changes during this solar eclipse, and especially for Cancers because it is in our sign. Solar eclipse in our own sign, okay? So it's very intense for Cancerians, but all signs, but especially Cancerians. Why? Because it is in our sign, and it is a solar eclipse, and it's a time for you to step out of your familiar. I know for myself, Cancerians can be creatures of habit, where you get stuck on certain ways or certain things, and it's hard for us to like change our familiar, the things that we are familiar with. We're creatures of habit, and we like to stick to the things that we know. This solar eclipse on July 2nd is going to create a very interesting shift in our beliefs, because it's going to make us want to step out of the familiar ways that we know and take on new ideas, okay? Now, Uranus, which is the planet of excitement and creativity, is the closest planet to this full moon energy. So what does that mean? That means that our soul is going to be asking for new experiences. We're going to want new experiences. Maybe you want a new job, a new career path, a new endeavor that you want to go forward with. You may find yourself, you know, suddenly deciding, I want to go vegan, or I want to go vegetarian, or I want to start exercising, or I want to cut my hair. You're going to find like you want something new. You may want a brand new love. You may want a brand new relationship. If you're, for the single people out there, this is energy where you want to decide, you know what, I want a new love. I want a new life. I want a new relationship. If you're already in a relationship, this is the time where you want to have a new page in your relationship. You want a new start, a new refreshing start. It's like honeymoon period for your relationship, where you embrace the beauty of the love between the two of you, and you want like to maybe go to a next level, okay? But you're growing in all different ideas, okay? And these ideas are guided by your hearts during the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse energy is an energy where your spirituality is enhanced and your ideas are guided by your heart, okay? So you're going to be bold in taking actions. You're going to be bold in making new moves. You're going to be thinking about things that are in your subconscious mind, and they're going to be coming out of you and becoming surfaced, okay? Your subconscious mind and your thoughts and your ideas of the soul will be surfaced and coming out, okay? And you're going to realize that you have desires and wants and needs, and you're going to work within your belief system to try to make these things happen, because you are, you know, in an energy that is very creative and very intense. It's very intense. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this video is the Mercury retrograde that's coming on July 7th. So you have July 1st and July 2nd, and then you have on July 7th, Mercury retrograde. What is Mercury retrograde? The first planet, Mercury, the planet of communication. When Mercury goes retrograde, which is July 7th through July 31st, this is a time period when you don't sign any contracts. Why don't you sign any contracts? Because the communication between you and any person doing any kind of official document may be construed, may be compromised, maybe, you know, it's not exactly what you see is what you get during a Mercury retrograde. A lot of times people who sign contracts in Mercury retrogrades, if you look back and you look at the date, those contracts end up null and void, and they don't have a perspective. Most of those contracts end up failing, because when you sign a contract during a Mercury retrograde, it's like a recipe for disaster. Mercury, the planet of communication, is not a time to be signing contracts when it's, you know, in stagnation. It's also not a time when you want to really communicate, because this is a time when your exes are going to be coming back. A lot of your exes will be finding their way back during Mercury retrograde. They start popping out of the woodworks. Mercury retrograde is like the calling, hey, any of you exes out there, come back and speak to the ones that you left behind. That's what Mercury retrograde does. It tells all of the exes to come back to you. So you may find yourself receiving messages, receiving phone calls, receiving, if you're on Facebook or social media, you may receive like inbox messenger messages, whatever it is, you may have communication from your exes, because Mercury retrograde brings that energy back into your life. That's just the way it is. But more importantly, exes are exes for a reason, right? We keep them in the past. More importantly, Mercury retrograde is an opportunity for you to review where you are and where you want to be. Mercury retrograde is a time when you want to think about where are you right now and where do you want to be, right? It's like a time for expansion. It's a time for change and expansion. So you have the Mercury retrograde on July 7th, and then you have another lunar eclipse on July 16th, right? So you have the first eclipse on July 2nd, and then you have the Mercury retrograde on July 7th, and then on July 16th you have the second lunar eclipse. Now, what does this mean? The lunar eclipse is going to be in Capricorn. Capricorn is the natural 7th house for Cancer. It's like the polar opposite of Cancer. But what does this mean for us as, a partial lunar eclipse? Especially during a Mercury retrograde. First, during a Mercury retrograde, you're always going to notice that your machinery, computers, phones, everything is going to act up. All kinds of communication devices are going to act up. Okay? So make sure you back up your computers. Make sure you back up your phones. Make sure you do all of the things you need to do as far as, making sure that your data and all of your information is saved, because Mercury retrograde will play around with that energy, okay? Any kind of communication, if it's social media, if it's computers, phones, TVs, any device that's for communication. And also it will bring back your exes. But this lunar eclipse is a time for you to have a massive change and adjustment in the way that you think. It's time for new energy. It's the time for the beginning of new energy. And July also brings in, that new energy anyway, because, solar eclipses bring in sometimes karmic situations that you didn't finish out with your exes, and then it resurfaces again and it reopens again, because eclipses always affect twin flames and relationships and your emotions. And when you pair that with a Mercury retrograde, so it's double dose of exes coming back, and communication may be really flared. So you have to tame your emotions, and you really have to focus on meditation. On the 21st is a great time for you to work on meditation. Okay, it's a great time for you to work on meditation, especially the first week of July, because it's the shadow period of the eclipse. So the first week of July will be the shadow period for the lunar eclipse that's coming. It's important. So you have July 2nd, which is the solar eclipse, and then you have July 16, which is the lunar eclipse. It's a great time to manifest. It's a great time to meditate. It's a great time for you to think about the things that you want to change in your life, the aspects that you want to change in your life, the job, the career, the finances, all the things in your life that you feel like you want to change. That's the time. And when you meditate, especially in group meditations, the energy is so powerful, because you're expanding that energy of meditation. You're raising the vibration of everyone involved. Could everybody please like this video? By the way, once you watch this video, please like the video, and also please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. But this solar eclipse is really going to bring in new experiences for everybody. okay? And you're going to want to study new things. You may want to take on, you know, new creative ideas and learn something new. You may want to take a new class or a new course online, or go to college and take a new you know, study something new. It's a time for you to study something new. It's a new experience. You want a new experience or a new job or a new place. You may want to travel. It's a big time for traveling also. A new place, a new destination. A new perspective. You may look at something that you've looked at for a long period of time, and then during this, you know, solar eclipse, you feel like you're in a hangman mode where it's a new perspective. In tarot, we have the card, the hangman, which is hanging upside down on a tree. What is the you know, reasoning behind that card? The reasoning behind that card is that if you're standing on the ground and you're looking at something, if you're looking at, you know, a tree with your feet standing on the ground, that's one perspective. If you hang your body on a branch and you hang upside down, now your head is down here and your feet up here. Your head is now looking at something in a completely different perspective. That's the creative, you know, intuitive explanation of the hangman card in tarot. Now in life, of course, we can't all go outside to the trees and hang upside down and look at things in different perspectives. That would be crazy, right? But what it means that in life you need to change your perspective on ways that you look at things. And I know that's not easy, that's hard, especially for me. If I'm stuck in a certain way, and I'm in, like, for example, my job or my career, and I'm stuck in it, it's hard for me to break out of that shell and think of a new career or a new perspective. I'm a creature of habit and I like to stick to what I know. But that doesn't, you know, this is the time for us to take risks, especially for Cancerians. It's a time for us to take risks because it's a time for us to be, you know, spiritually affected by the energy that between the solar eclipses and the full moons and the retrogrades and this and that. It's so many different energies coming together that it's going, especially when you have the full moon in Sagittarius, which is today. That's a time to make shifts and take risks, because Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, is a passionate, fiery energy, right? And it's very intuitive also. Sagittarius is an intuitive fire sign. Well, when you have a full moon in Sagittarius, what does that mean? That means this is the time where you're going to have shifts and changes, where you suddenly decide, you know what? That's it. I want to change in my career. I want to change in, you know, the way I look. I want to change in the way I think of something. I may think of something one way and then I decide, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. No, I'm going to think a different way now, right? So the energies that are going on, it's crazy. It really is crazy. Now, today is the 17th. On the 14th, we had Mars and Cancer opposing Saturn. What does that mean? That means that the productivity and the motivated energy that you have is acting on impulses. So you could have, think about 3 or 4 days ago, you know, the past week, if you had if you had scenarios, and I did have this in my life, you have scenarios where you suddenly have a sudden change in opinion. If you were one of those people who had a sudden change in opinion, or you just had like a motivated energy, or you became super creative or super productive in whatever you're doing, that's because of that energy that's coming from Mars and Cancer opposing Saturn. It's a very, very strong energy. And Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn. What does that mean? Capricorn, which is our opposing sign as a Cancerian, it's your, you know, natural 7th house. It's the counterpart for Cancerian. This is a time when you're gonna feel like you're having one-on-one conversations, okay? This is a time period, because always, no matter what the energy is, you always have the shadow period before and after, which affects everybody. So during that time, and this was, you know, very evident in my life, you find yourself having one-on-one conversations about very important things, and you'll feel like you're just gonna have a completely different perspective, or you're gonna have a shift in your thoughts and your ideas. It's gonna be like just random, where you decide, you know what? No, I don't feel like this. I've changed my opinion, or I feel like I wanna work on this, or I don't wanna work on that. And it's not just between relationships. It could be at work. It could be in meetings with, you know, employees coming together to work about a conversation about, you know, the company or whatever it is. That's the energy of Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. It's all very powerful energy. We're going through a lot of shifts, and you're going to feel it. So I wanted to make this video just to tell everyone, relax, Don't worry, we're all human. We're going to be affected by these energies. We're going to act out of character. We may be a little aggressive. We may be speaking in a way that's not our normal self. It's all because of these energies, okay? It's all these energies. And full moon in Sagittarius is a time when your fiery energy is going to come out. So you may say things and do things that you really wouldn't do normally, but you're being affected by the energy of the moon, especially if you're a Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo, as I said in the beginning of the video. So watch what you say and how you say things, because you're going to be, you know, caught up in your emotions, and it's going to be fiery and passionate. But you know, today's the full moon, and then you're going to have on the 21st, as I was saying, the Neptune retrograde, which is home in Pisces. Neptune, which is home in Pisces, that's the natural home for Pisces. This is a time when you have to be raising your vibrations. You know, it's going to bring people into different kinds of revelations. It's going to bring, it's going to amplify your intuition. It's going to bring your intuition to a higher level. It's going to like jack it up a few notches, and your intuition is going to be completely amplified, okay? It's also a time that you should meditate. So, you know, today's the 17th, 18, 19, 20, 21. 4 more days is a great time for you to be meditating. You should be meditating. You should be thinking about meditation. You should be thinking about what is it that you really want in this life? What is it that you need? What is it that you desire? What is it that you want to create? Not just for the Cancerians out there, for everybody. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to change in your life? Do it now. Tonight, write a whole list of the things that you want and get onto that energy and focus on it. And go outside when that full moon is out. Take in that energy, especially to the Cancerians. Take in all of that full moon energy. We are ruled by the moon. Cancerians are ruled by the moon. We are affected by the moon. And there's a shadow period. Yesterday, the day before, and the few days after the full moon are still going to affect us as a Cancerian. So, monitor your thoughts, monitor your dreams, write down your dreams. I tell this to people all the time in personal readings. Keep a journal next to your bed and write down all your dreams, because it's the spiritual realm, the higher self, the universe, the God that you believe in, whatever is your higher self, it's communicating to you during a dream. Keep them all written down in a journal. Keep the journal right next to you. If you wake up, write everything down. I have a journal next to my bed. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I write, and it looks like chicken scratch the next morning. It doesn't matter. At least I can record the dream, because sometimes I forget what was my dream, right? If you can wake up, record it, even if it's messy. If you can't wake up, or if you don't wake up, the next morning make sure that you write down everything that you have, and just pay attention to the dreams. Now, even if you haven't been dreaming before, now your dreams are going to become very powerful. Pay attention, because right now your dreams are going to be enhanced. They're going to be very powerful, very vivid, very intense, okay? This full moon in Sagittarius is going to give you a lot of creative energy. It's a time for creativity, for productivity, for intense manifestation. So you're going to see that you're going to be dreaming more, and you're going to be the dreams are going to be more vivid and more clear to you. Just write them down so that you can keep track of, you know, the message that the spiritual world is trying to communicate with you, because you are being communicated with in the dreams that you're having, okay? Also, it's a good time to meditate, because when you meditate, you quiet your mind, your subconscious can take on more power, and your conscious mind will kind of go to rest. And that's the time when you can receive messages from your spiritual self and your higher self. So this is a great time to meditate. It's a great time to focus on meditation. It's a great time for you to quiet your mind. If you sit by the pool, or sit by a lake, or sit by, even if you have access to none of these, go online and download an app that can give you water sounds, or, you know, waterfall, or rain, or whatever it is. In the wintertime, I turn on apps that are like fireplace wood that's crackling in a fireplace, or rain, the sounds of rain, whatever it is. Focus on that sound in order to meditate, raise your vibration, and quiet your mind. Every time your mind wants to think of a thought, you kind of like scold your mind and say, hey, I'm not thinking right now, I'm meditating. So I'm not going to accept any thoughts that are coming in. It's almost like you block out all of the thoughts that you're having so that you can receive thoughts. Because there's two ways of thinking. Either you're thinking a thought or you're receiving a thought. When you're in meditation and you're in high vibration, you will receive thoughts. Those thoughts that you receive are given to you by your higher self. Those thoughts that you receive are very important, and especially during a dream. Write it all down because they're very important for your life, okay? It's a very good time to meditate. It's a very good time for you to be creative and proactive in your life. Change your life and be proactive in your life. And receive those messages that are given to you from the higher realm so that you can change your life, because it's very important for you to be able to change and shift your new path, your new life, your new way, okay? And your soul wants this change. Your soul wants this change, so embrace it. Now, another important date that I wanted to talk to you about is Mercury goes into Leo on July 19th. The Sun enters Leo on July 22nd. That happens to be my birthday. So the Sun will enter into Leo on July 22nd. Very powerful. And July 22nd is the last day of Cancerian, right? Because then on the 23rd we start Leo season. So the Sun is entering Leo season, you know, in the shadow period of Leo, which is July 23rd, right? Then you have Venus enters Leo on July 27th, and you have the new moon on July 31st. New moons and full moons are very important for you to focus on your manifestation and your creativity and your productivity and being proactive with your life, okay? It's very important. And then at the end of the month, on July 31st, you have Mercury going back to direct. After Mercury goes direct, that's the time when you can sign contracts, and when, you know, your database and your electronics and everything goes back to normal, communication goes to normal, the exes finally get the message that past means past, right? Your ex is is in the past for a reason. Usually not a good time to take exes back in. Usually not a good time to, you know, interact with your exes. If they try to approach you during the Mercury retrograde, which is again July 7th to July 31st, that time period, high possibility your exes will try to come back. It is Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is famous for bringing exes back. Forewarned is power, right? Is knowledge and power. If you know this ahead of time, then you can be prepared so that you know if your exes try to communicate with you, make sure you have them, you know, blocked off, or make sure you keep it to the minimum because they're an ex for a reason, right? But when Mercury goes back to direct, which is July 31st, things will calm down. The energies will calm down. July is full of intense energies. Please rewind this video and watch it again for the dates. But from the first day of July until the 31st of July, the intense energy is just so powerful. And it really is a new time for people to make changes of their soul, step out of the familiar lifestyle that habit that we're so used to. It's time to step out of it and take on, you know, risks, because Uranus, which is the planet of excitement and creativity, which is closest to, you know, this energy, is the planet for shocking news and shocking changes and shocking things. So it's a time for you to ask your soul, what is the new experiences that I want? What is the new thing that I want? Grow in new different directions. Take a risk. It's okay to take a risk because the universe has your back. And you never know. You might take a risk and go into something else and you might like it more than where you were in the first place, right? Everything will be resurfaced now. Everything will come to the surface. Everything in your subconscious mind will be surfacing, and your thoughts and your desires and your wants and your belief system, everything will come up to the surface of your mind and make itself known to you. So if you feel like you want to change, go for that change, right? You can take my advice as entertainment, but the way that the planets and the universe and the full moon, all of this energy is coming in, especially into Cancerian season, It's very powerful. We're exiting now Gemini season, and we are beginning to enter into, Cancer season. Cancer season will start on June 22nd, which is in 4 more days, right? So in this shadow period of Cancerian season, I'd like to wish all of you a beautiful birthday. For all of you Cancerians out there, happy birthday. I wish you all signs, for all 12 zodiac signs, light and love. I hope that it will be a powerful time for you to change your lives. If you are not happy with the things that you are doing currently, have a strong heart and take risks to embrace new ideas and new creativity. Listen to your spiritual mind trying to speak to you during dreams. Listen to your spiritual realm when it's trying to speak to you during meditation. Write everything down. Take it as, important messages for you to know on how to move forward in whatever it is that you want to creatively change in your life. Make new moves, make new changes, work with your belief system. A lot of us don't listen to what our true heart's desires are. We want to focus on the mental, logical part of our minds, and we don't want to embrace the spiritual part of our belief system. The subconscious mind is 95% of your power. Your subconscious mind is the part of your body that controls your heartbeat and controls your breathing and keeps you alive as you sleep. It's 95% of your power. And the beautiful thing about your subconscious mind is that it will accept any idea or thought that you give it as real. It will consider it a reality. So whatever you plant into your subconscious mind, your subconscious say yes. If you say, I am, a wealthy, happy, abundant person, your subconscious mind will say yes. The one that works against you is your conscious mind. But your conscious mind, which is the logical part of you, is only 5% of your power. Your strong power is your subconscious, but most people will focus on the 5% of that power, which works against you. It never works for you. It's the part of your brain that says you can't afford that car, and you can't have that job, and you can't buy that house, and you can't have that boyfriend, or you can't have that girlfriend, or you can't buy that dress. You can't afford those sneakers. You can't buy that shirt. You can't do this. It's only 5% of your power. It's the conscious mind. It works against you. It finds all the ways that it can to work against you, not work with you. Okay? So focus on the 95%, which is your obedient, loyal partner. Your subconscious mind is your obedient, loyal partner. It will take everything you give it as a reality. If you tell it, I'm abundant, it will say yes. I am prosperous. Yes. I am loved. Yes. I am, happy at my job. Yes. Also, in the same respect, if you say, I am sick. Yes. I am lacking in my financial department. Yes. I am miserable at my job. Yes. I am always meeting people who cheat on me. Yes. So whatever you feed your subconscious mind, it's going to take it as a reality. So pay attention to your thoughts. Make sure they're positive thoughts. Make sure that they're good, prosperous, high vibrational thoughts. You don't lose anything by thinking good thoughts. It's positive thoughts create a positive lifestyle, and negative thoughts will create negative lifestyles. That's just the way it goes. And always, always remember that your subconscious mind is your obedient partner, which will take all of your ideas and consider it as like a reality. It doesn't think that it's an imagination. It thinks it's reality. And then if you focus on those ideas and you feed it with faith and, repetition and hopeful expectancy, what happens is you become a focal point to the universe. And then by law of attraction, there's no other way around it. By law, the universe must bring you cooperative components to match that vibration and match that thought. It's law. It's just the way it goes. So feed it high vibrational thoughts. Create a high vibration by connecting your spiritual realm and your energy of your thoughts and your emotions. Balance them out. All your chakras, your top 3 intellectual and your bottom 3 emotional, get balanced out. You activate your heart chakra. Once that heart chakra is activated, you become a focal point to the universe. The universe is instantly stimulated by your thoughts and your desires and will bring to you cooperative components to match those thoughts. That's just the way it goes. It's law of attraction. It is law. And so you can have those desires and wants if you believe in them and you repeatedly think the same thoughts over and over again. you become a high vibration for that thought. And that thought will become a belief. If you think it enough, it will become a belief. And your subconscious mind will take it as a reality. And you will take it as a real belief, not just a thought. And then it will become, you know, a matter of time when you can activate that into your real life and experience it in the spiritual, not just in the spiritual world, but in the physical world that we live in today. The 7 chakras are very important for you to balance them and for you to activate them, okay? You have the bottom chakra, which is the root chakra. It's the color red. It connects you to the earth. Then you have the sacral chakra. That's your sexuality and vulnerability. That's the color orange. Then you have your solar plexus, which is the color yellow. That's the part of you when people say it's my gut feeling or I felt it in my gut. That's your energy of the solar plexus. It's your power. It's your I do, your ability to do things and manifest. Then you have your heart chakra, which is a green color. The bottom 3, the root chakra, sacral chakra, and solar plexus, those are all emotion. Okay, then let's leave the heart chakra for a second. Let's go to our throat chakra, which is a light blue color. That's truth, speaking the truth. Okay, sometimes when you get all choked up and you can't speak the truth, it's because your throat chakra is not healed and activated and not balanced. Okay, then you have your third eye chakra, which is your intuition. When you close your eyes and you imagine you're activating your third eye chakra, that's indigo color. And finally, you have your crown chakra, which is the color violet, purple. That connects you to spirituality. So your throat chakra, your third eye chakra, and your crown chakra, those are intellect. And your bottom 3, the base and the root chakra, which is your base chakra, the sacral chakra, and your solar plexus, those are emotions. When you balance the bottom 3 and the top 3, you activate your heart chakra, the green color. When that heart chakra is activated, you become a very strong vibration. What does that mean? That means you're balancing your imaginations and your desires and your wants and needs with your emotions. You believe it, you feel it, and you believe it. You feel it in your gut that yes, it's going to become a reality. When you balance those 2 parts, the top 3 and the bottom 3, intellect and emotion, you activate that heart chakra. And when the heart chakra is activated, you become a very strong focal point to the universe. The universe will look at you as like a shining light, beam of light, and say, okay, what does that person want? Oh, that person wants increase in finances? Okay. And that person believes it and knows it to be true? Okay, wonderful. Subconscious mind is now going to work on your behalf and pull forward to you all of those cooperative components to make that a reality. It's law of attraction. It is law. It must be fulfilled, and that's just the way it goes. So this is a time tonight for our full moon in Sagittarius. Write down all those desires. Meditate on them. Think of them. Imagine them as you fall asleep, because as you fall asleep, your subconscious mind awakens, and your conscious mind, the one that works against you, falls asleep. Put him to bed and focus on that subconscious mind. Feed it all those desires and things that you want. Imagine whatever it is that you like in the end result. And what happens then? You do it over and over and over again. Repetition, expectancy, and persistence gives you a clear description of what you want. You do it every night, over and over and over. And then, within time, the universe recognizes that this is not just an idea, it's a belief. This is not just a thought, this is a belief. And then, because it believes and takes all the things that you give it as a reality, it must bring it to you. So it's a great way for you to change whatever current situation you are in now. And tonight is the night to start, okay? Tonight is the night for your new path, your new life, your new changes of your soul. Think about what it is for you that would make you happy and change your life, and focus on it tonight as you fall asleep. Change your life. Change uncover your self-awareness of what is it that you want. Raise your vibration. Uncovering self-awareness is asking yourself, what is it that I want out of this life? What is it that will make me happy? How can I be happy? What are the things that I need to pull to my life to fulfill my desires? That's what self-awareness and revelation is. Discovering what is it that you want, focusing on those things that you want, persisting in the thought, over and over and over. It's a hopeful expectancy and trust that you know that the more and more I imagine this idea, it will become a reality. And that's just the way it goes. That's the way you become proactive with your desires. That's the way you become proactive with the things that you want. You must create an energy where you generate ideas and you generate and stimulate your mind to create these high vibrations. And this self-revelation, it will give you, a clear knowing and awareness of what it is that you want. What is it of your true heart and soul desire? What is it that you desire and want and need? That's the way that you will become, enhanced spiritually. I hope this information was helpful to all of you. I wish you all light and love as we exit Gemini season and come close into entering Cancer season. Again, I'd like to wish all you Cancerians a very happy birthday. I wish you all prosperity, love, joy, happiness. Embrace your season, Cancerians. Embrace the time that is yours. Cancer, we are the mother of all the zodiac signs. We are the loving, caring, giving, affectionate, loyal, passionate homebodies. Home is our castle, right? And embrace that energy as we enter our birthday season, okay? I send you all light and love, and to all the other zodiac signs, I wish you all light and love. Embrace all the information I have given to you. Change your lives. Life is beautiful. Feed it with good, positive thoughts so that you can build a garden of beautiful flowers and pick off the fruit of your good thoughts and desires. I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day and have a wonderful full moon in Sagittarius. Namaste.